to flow in quiet stillness. Along the way, the phone's battery stopped at 97% for no clear reason. It was a tiny fluctuation, never meant to be recorded. Yet this program gathers only those small, meaningless shifts. Meaning optional.
I'm talking today. I checked with my parent if they watched the video. I asked many times before. I skipped the details, but I asked about the videos. I asked for 5 minutes, 5 times, and they always said no. I asked again today. I asked, didn't you watch this part? I asked 4 or 5 minutes before, and she always said she didn't watch them. I asked her in detail. I asked many times, didn't you watch this child's video halfway? But she said no. But when I asked again today, she first said she saw one from last year. I asked why she didn't say that before, even though I asked so many times. Then her excuse started. She said, I thought you were asking about 7 years. I told her that she just decided that in her head. I definitely only asked if there were videos or not. I didn't give any condition. I said this 2 or 3 times. She only said the same thing 2 or 3 times. She said the talkback the words differently about 7 years. I said, but you saw the second videos halfway. Or you were watching it a second time, right? Then she said, I don't know anything that's not in this notebook. I said, then what were you looking at when you answered me before? That's strange. Who you are looking at the notebook but answering without checking it. That's worse, then she said. I definitely didn't look at the notebook. I looked at something else. I said you were differently looking at the notebook. There's nothing else to look at. She said, oh, so I guess I did look at the notebook. I said, you finally agreed with me. So explain, why did you say there are no videos when they're right and there in the notebook? She said, I don't know. I said, you just said you didn't look at the notebook, so we can talk. Now you agree you saw the notebook, so you can explain now. She said, it doesn't say here that I'm watching it the second time and I don't know the rest. I just have to give up. I have to give up when she says that. Do you understand what I mean? She never admitted it. She said she didn't look at the notebook. I tried to explain many ways to make her understand. Then she said, okay, I guess I was looking at the notebook. So you expect explanation, right? But then she starts saying, I don't know, if she didn't look at it, why did she keep saying she didn't? If she is looking at it, she can explain. But she said she can explain because she didn't look at it. That's what happened. If she is looking at it, she should be able to explain, but she says she's looking at it, and she still can't explain. Then we started watching the video. I said, it's strange. It's the second time really not written here. What she said, then was shocking. I'll never forget it. She said it's not in this notebook. I told her that it doesn't matter now. It's always this pattern. I wonder why she knew about the second time now. I asked how she knew there was a second part, but she didn't answer. I had to make her answer in the end. She had changed the time. I asked why she didn't notice that today or the other times we talked about the second part. She said, I don't know. It was the second time. I asked what's the moment meant, or the numbers for the second time next to the first ones, then you know. Or can't you tell it's the second time, then it's just the middle of the first time? She said it was a neither. It makes no sense. It was really hard. Did you understand that part? Why did she say she saw it a second time? She said she didn't before. She said she saw everything. Then suddenly today she said there was a part she saw second time. She must have seen some proof to know that. I asked what it was, but she didn't answer. She didn't answer. Then she said the numbers are there. Then she said they aren't. It was terrible today. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but we talk like this for over 50 minutes. I feel betrayed over and over. She said the opposite of what she said 5 seconds ago. 5 seconds ago. What she said strongly 5 seconds ago changed. When I tried to move the talk forward, she said something random again. Next, I've been thinking about the name of my show. I've been thinking about it all day. I started to not know who I am. One thing I found out is that what I like is very different from others. It's sad that I can't explain what I was thinking about the show name. I thought about so many things. There were probably very small things. I can say that I stopped counting numbers and give up meaning. It became a dream to me. I know it's a dream. I accept the dream of meaning as a dream and used it for my songs. But it's not that simple. I started to not know what meaning is. It's something I can say simply. I think there's a reason or meaning when I live. Listen to music or watch videos. I want to talk about the details today because I've talked about them before. Anyway, what do I mean by meaning? I definitely stopped counting, and I changed the system. I realized something today. So after I heard about developmental disorder, I thought people are decided by their genes. This was in me even when I was in the religion. If people can change with training, then those disorders go away, and that's contradiction. That's why I strongly said people are decided by their genes. This isn't about religion. Also, I was raised by my baseball club. They focused on absolute things. And my there too. Baseball clubs are like factories for slaves. It's important to do what you're told. It's like the army. I don't like being in a group, but I had to do many group things. I couldn't talk about and decide things with everyone. But when I saw the kabuki actors yesterday, even the kids were giving their opinion. I thought the right way was. I thought the right way was to just listen to the people at the top. This is a game. Is religion. I thought there was a one right answer. I was missing the part where everyone talked and tries things out. Back to the talk. I said people are decided by genes, but I forget what I think that what's the proof is. I heard from expert and it's from my experience too. Thinking you can do anything if you try is a dream. Why did I believe it so strongly? Only because of the idea of developmental disorders would add a contradiction. I worried about this not because I'm different from the world. Religion is just one thing. I was raised by many things and they made me. But religion was big. How do I show that? How do I see myself? I think it's all genes. There is a contradiction, and there too. Also, during lunch today, I heard sound from my parent. It felt like someone was sleeping. I used to hate the sound of them rubbing their feet. It's bothered me again today. It's a teeny sound, but it's bothered me. I asked if they were sleeping. They just moved their feet. That's hard for me. I can't focus on lunch. It's bothered me so much. I get stuck like I can't move. It really bothered me during lunch. It was a very small sound. Next I found it. Something today I couldn't explain it well before. Imagine you break a machine to get rid of stress. You don't care what happened to the machine after it's broken. It isn't matter for getting rid of stress. It's about the moment you break it. Maybe I imagine too much. I think I'm different from others. This is just an example. After you break something for stress, what happens to it doesn't matter. That's the normal way to think. Humans have imagination. If you have too much, maybe it doesn't matter, but you imagine what happened next and feel good or bad. This is different from other people. I used an example on purpose. It was a shock the other day. I thought many people would feel the same as me, but they don't. I'm shocked and feel alone again. Why don't they understand? That example was a bit hard to understand, but also I saw a video today where people didn't notice the hat was taken off. They didn't notice when it was put on the either. Both of them did I realize. A scientist said, people don't look at face. The brain saves energy. It looks at expression because they change. But it doesn't look at what the face looks like. That's true. You don't check the eyes one by one. You don't know that's normal. But most people don't understand it. They think this is the other person face because they're looking at their eyes. But they aren't doing it without thinking. It's the same for how people act. Most things are done without thinking, but you don't think so, right? You think you're using your will to act, but you spend the day without thinking. It's strange. The humans see the changes. Humans might not have a power to see change. Maybe it's just a human's way of seeing it. If a ball is in front of you, you think it's the same ball after one count, but it's changing. So it's a different thing. But we see it's as the same. Humans can't see change. Anyway, what do you think if a friend did something bad? You might think you had a bad effect on them. You might think they hadn't have done it if you did something. There is a book about this. I'm not interested, but but humans affect each other in good and bad way. That's very scary. But on the other hand, I understand this too. It's only something you see after it happened. Looking back, you might think you could do something, but you don't know how things are at each moment while you are living. Humans are very wrong about this. Humans reflect on the things, but everyone is doing their best at that time. Why can I say they are doing their best? I can think of a better way to say it. So it's a bit boring. It's like this. Doing your best is just a score you give yourself. If there's a round stone and a triangle stone, you don't know which one is closer to 1 point. That's how it is. You just think one is prettier. So you just say you could down more. You're doing your best at that time, because maybe I said it's wrong. It's not best or not best. But about thinking you could do more, that's not true. Think of it as doing your best. You already think you didn't do enough later. You don't know at the time. For example, you gave up on homework and everything got bad. There is a reason for that. You only think you got yelled at because things were bad. When you look back at that time, you decided and acted. In reality, people who aren't very ready to do that. What's they going at that time? Well, you look back at the past, you forget why you acted that way. There must have been a reason. I was looking into a local candy shop and I was moved. There are shops for tourists and shops for local people. There are split into two types, even if the size is the same. That's normal. I guess in Hokkaido, one company is famous brand, but it's strange. A small shop isn't known everywhere, but some are known in Hokkaido, but are for local people. Not a brand. There are things like that. Also, I found the tissue on the floor this morning. I always tell my mother to be careful. Then she dropped a tissue in the bathroom. She said, think laundry to hide it. I tell her. But then I made a mistake that day, too, about listening to music. When I listen for a long time, like 2 hours, I wonder what's the meaning is. My body gets bored first, then I think, what's the meaning of this? It doesn't stop there. Philosophy starts, why am I focusing on this sound? I don't need anything, so why am I trying so hard to focus? Then I wake up, I realize I should listen for fun. But I realize right away that I have to focus to enjoy it. I can't even hear if I don't focus. So I have to focus. And then I'm looking for a good feeling. You might not think you're listening for a good feeling. If you're looking for meaning, it breaks. It makes me feel bad. It's good if it's end up feeling good. Humans feel good when they eat sugar or when they sleep when they are tired. But maybe meaning good feeling shouldn't be the target. I thought I was interested in philosophy, but I'm probably not. It's just difficult but for no reason. That's the truth. I can just decide that it's just something difficult. Everyone is their own way of seeing it. So people who like it can do it. When I talk, it's just showing my dry way of thinking. It's not philosophy. Maybe I'm even saying no to philosophy. I realized today. I already said I threw away meaning, hope, and goals. I'm even against them. Not only that, I don't believe science anymore. Not just tech, but science too. Science feels like a religion. Physics especially. Math is different. Physics especially the very small things feels like a religion. It's a story. My head is a mess today. That's why I stopped believing in meaning too. I didn't just stop believing in religion. I just stopped believing in many things. I don't believe in science or meaning. It's too nice to say I only believe in myself. I don't even believe in myself. I don't feel like I don't trust people. That's the same as before, but everything looks like a religion now. Science, tech, medicine, and food science. Back to the talk about music. If I focus in a zone, my feelings aren't moving. It does really enjoying it. It's like a runner's high. People think they reached a special place with meditation, but they're just in that zone. They're just deep in it. I'm busy, but catching the sound is that enjoying it. But I still wanna listen. My thoughts don't really change my life. I don't believe in anything. But I still think, why does this have meaning? Next, I threw away growth, but I feel meaning. I keep saying I feel more meaning when I listen to music. I think I'm feeling meaning. The human heart is many layer. Basically, I don't feel meaning. If I really felt it from the bottom of my heart, it would be like when I was in school. Next, about being a realist, I think that the dry, cultural American was making more sense. I used to think differently. I saw American put ketchup ramen. If humans are just animals, we just need to eat. I thought that was good. I'm extreme. I thought I like old things with history, but I also like dry, simple ways of thinking lately. I'm moving towards one side. I think a high class life with classical music is better. It's a big deal. I have to change my whole life before I could listen to songs that make you feel high. I don't know. I was doing it, but I was avoiding them. If I listen to them, I feel down later. High volume is bad, and EDM was really bad for my mind. It's strange, not hip hop or rock, just EDM makes me feel down. Maybe it's a zone. Before, when I wanted to run from someone, I was looking for what I didn't have. Of course, I don't have it. If I'm looking for it, it means I was doing something that didn't fit me. I realized that high class things are important, but I was studying difficult things. I like things that are hard. If it's not hard, I can do it easily. So I want a hard thing, but it didn't fit me. I couldn't run it. I stopped doing that. I understand. I understand do what someone you like do does. I think it's strange. It feels like you are being taken over. If you follow their habits, you feel like you are disappeared, but you wanna try what people you like try. Fans and idol play the same games or watch the same anime. They wear the same clothes too. Buying the same clothes is one thing, but watching the same things is natural but strange. I found that little bit humans have learned many skills over 7 million years. We are animals, so we do this without thinking. We want to be closer to them. We act like them. It's just how we are made. I think our actions are mostly decided like genes. I went to the simple yesterday. People like to take things and themselves. That feels scary. I said before that eating is very direct. Some people don't wanna be seen eating in spirited way. The eating looks scary. And maybe the hunger to take the things is scary. If I have examples from stories, it's good. But I didn't watch anime or movies. If I did, they'd be very strange ones. So no one would understand. If you have too many things you like, you don't know who you are. Actors say they don't know who they are. They know there is no self. People who are good at copying others are interesting. They change easily. Who are they? I don't know. It's not wrong. They just see through a camera in my old religion. They said to focus on one thing to reach a goal, but humans are interested in many things. Even successful people are. If you only think about one thing, that's the trait of ASD. Most people don't need that. What you're interested in is decided by genes. The leader of the religion said that's too. Before I wanted to get something. After that I wanted simple things. I didn't understand high art. Music is just sound. Finding meaning in it is like religion. But Mozart is strange. He is art, but it's not trying too hard. He just saying humans want this music. Mozart is a non-believer. I thought so. It's not dry or wet, but the thinking fit me. Maybe if you look at the fact that music is just sound, you can make good songs. I had a bad dream last night. 2 nights in a row, I had a girlfriend, but another woman said, "You know how I feel." I was stuck between them. It was a bad dream, cause religion. I looked for too much meaning. Other people didn't. I break. After I left, I threw away meaning. I'm different from other people who left. It's night. I'm stuck on something. An actor's wife died of cancer when the kid was small. I wonder how the house was done. I'm interested in small things. I saw a video today. I saw about the kid's feeling and the kid. It's a special family. I wonder how hard his son for kabuki, or if he's busy. I'm thinking about that, about lunch. If a food has no taste, it should at least be very healthy. I always think there's a better version, but I don't have the power to do it well. I wonder if this ingredient is needed. I think too much. I told my mother my age today. She was shocked. Time goes so fast. It's hard to be at home and see that it's sad. I get older and it's hard. Dinner was pork and cabbage with spicy sauce. The cook is a genius. It was a mix of Japan and Korea. I can't believe they thought of it. It fits the pork. The pickles were white cabbage with a new taste. The lotus root was good, but the taste went away. The crunch was good, but I don't care about crunch. I was beans and tofu in my soup at lunch. It looked good. It had but had no taste. The potato this morning were good. I saw two guys eating one thing on YouTube. One was good looking. The woman must be happy, but they were eating together because they had eat other things too. I think about it many times about YouTube. I always wondered it's for middle schoolers and podcast aren't like that. They use title and pictures to trick you. If you change the pictures and the numbers change, people look at it so simply. Isn't that middle school level? I always and then wondered there must be a reason, but I still wondered. The contents, sound, and looks are all to catch middle schoolers, but I doubt what is to. Why do I think so? Because that kabuki videos start think like that. It's for people with low score and test. Why is Japan like this? I realize something. The first time you do something, it's not hard. But people have power to avoid a danger. But since you don't do it, you don't know it's hard, so it's not hard. The second time is okay. After 5 or 10 times it gets hard. You remember it was hard, so you think it's hard. You learned it was hard, so the act isn't hard while you are doing it. But even if I know that it's still hard, I'm just tricking myself. If the act is the same, it's not hard. My phone gets bright when I open an app. It fixes itself first. I tried to fix it, but I couldn't. I know it will fix itself, but I'm worried, so I look it up. I wasted 7 or 8 hours. I regret it. Worry makes me act bad. A famous person helps others, but if they can't, they feel bad. So they say they are selfish. They say they do it for themselves. That's cold way to look at kindness. Maybe it's true, but it's too cold. But I wanna think humans wanna help others. People support singers by being CDs. It's strange, but humans have that kind of heart. When people feel something is missing, they use what they are good at to fix it. My teacher had an allergy but loved ramen, but he was trying to fix it with ramen. Someone got to the host club for stress. It's the same. They're trying to fix one thing with another. It doesn't fix it, but I understand. I get hooked on things easily. I'm afraid of the joy of money. It's big joy, so it might ruin my life. If money comes in, it's bad. I regret not being with that girl in school. But if we're, maybe I'd feel empty now. The joy of being too big. So maybe it was okay. I wonder if money makes you happy. People say you just need enough. I feel jealous of rich people. I feel jealous of rich people. A big room is hard to clean. I wonder what I think if I had money. I probably think it meant nothing. but I don't know. The idea of happiness is silly, but I'm still jealous. Money solves everything. The actor I talked about lost his wife. He can pay for help because he has money. I think about the future and money really. A car would be good. I can do anything for free on my phone, but maybe I should have more money.